Hello and welcome back. Wanted to show you the first deal that I looked at today. And this is actually a deal, just so you know, that I do not think is a good deal. And if you, I think you should, if you were to buy this car right now in the COVID era, I think you should go somewhere else. But let me show you what it is. So, as you can see, we have a Mercedes GLC 43 AMG, and you know, it looks good. 2020. Looks very nice, and it has 13,000 miles. However, what I don't like is the price. And as you can see, it's $63,935. And if you go to the Mercedes website and go to this vehicle, the base price, or the starting MSRP, is $64,900. Don't know if you can see that there, but I mean, obviously, I don't know how this is exactly spec'd, and it all kind of depends on that. But I feel like with it having 63,000, or for it being $63,000, just right under the MSRP, and it having 13,000 miles, it might be better if you could. It might be a better value to go brand new for this vehicle at this current time, or at least I would consider it. Now, I will go ahead and say that right now I'm a college student. I don't have the capital or the money to really go out and buy cars. But when I do, someday in the future, I will buy my cars used, because I don't want to take that depreciation hit, and that's generally a good financial rule. But I think in some cases with the market right now in the COVID era, it might be a good idea to consider buying new, just because of the value. I mean, like $64,900, $1,000 more. You're getting a car with 1,000 less, or 13,000 less miles. It's brand new, and obviously, I will admit, I need to get better at this if I want to show you deals, but I need to go start comparing specs and stuff and what would be exactly brand new. So, if I was to go spec this car out exactly, it might be worth it. But I think you're getting at what I'm trying to say is, in this COVID era, when there's so much, just the car market's different right now. So, hey, if you can afford, actually afford a new car, and you're okay with taking the depreciation hit, along down the road, then it might not be a bad idea to buy a new car right now. But with that being said, let me make it very clear. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not giving you financial advice that I think you should just go out and, do something with. By all means, look at your own personal finances, consult with your own financial advisor if you must. I'm just, giving you my opinions and ideas, and you can take them for what they are. Because, at the end of the day, just what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help people in the process of buying cars. I absolutely love cars. I've always loved them since I was a little kid, and over the past several years as I've gotten older, my family members and friends have come to me to help them buy a car. I want to be able to do that for others, and so thus why I'm starting doing videos and other things, because I want to see if I can actually build a brand and a service to help people be able to do this. But I'm not a financial expert, and that's one of the things I'm encountering when I'm looking on these Reddit forums and just these questions that people are asking. A lot of questions are surrounded around finance, and or at least a good portion of them, I feel like, are surrounded by finance, and that's just not my area of expertise. I have, it's not to say that I'm financially illiterate. I do know a little bit, but not enough to you get what I'm saying. Not enough for anybody to take my advice seriously. I've mostly learned finance stuff from YouTube people like Graham Stephan, Dave Ramsey, Ramit Sethi, if you know who he is. And then in high school, in my senior year, I was also on a junior bank board with a local bank in my area, and so they brought in people that talked about finance and how to do certain things. I don't think we talked about cars and financing and all that. We did a little bit, the very basic stuff. I feel like the questions I'm seeing on Reddit and places like that, those questions are a little bit more detailed in my opinion, and you can go to ask someone else for that sort of advice. But there you go. There's one deal that I feel like is actually not good right now. I believe, at least with that specific trim within the GL, because there's different trim levels for that vehicle, at least for that specific trim within that model of Mercedes GLC 43, I think you should look at something else. I think you should look at possibly buying a new one at this current time within the market. But hey, that's just my opinion. Take it as you will. And with that, I will turn the camera back on if I see another deal that I think I should show you, or I will turn the camera back on if I believe it's something that you guys should see in the process of me trying to develop this product slash service business. So, yeah. Oh, I just wanted to tell you about a thing that I read on Reddit, which unfortunately I need to learn how to like screen record and all that stuff because I don't know how to do that yet, or else it would kind of be easier to talk about with you. But I just read about this guy who recently got a 2015 Mustang EcoBoost for Turo, and he was going to use it as a business investment. And he actually did a great job of doing all of the research that he needed to make sure that, you know, as far as he could be aware of at the time, that it checked out great. Unfortunately, after the deal was done, things went south, and you know, it's hard to say without being there and talking to him in person if the dealership was able to cover up stuff and I don't know whatnot, because he did mention that it had some accidents and, you know, minor cosmetic stuff that had happened to it, but as far as he could see, everything checked out, so he trusted it. And the problems that the EcoBoost was having was like stuff like leaking coolant and just leaks within the engine and everything. And all to say, you know, as I was reading, I don't know, I just remembered that as I was reading the post, I remembered that Matt Moran from Matt Moran Motoring, when he had his 2015 Mustang EcoBoost, one of the reasons he upgraded to GT 2 to 3 years later, I remember him saying, was because of engine problems. Now, it's been so long since I've watched those videos that I can't remember what they are off of the top of my head. And it's also hard to say just because I do remember that he had a Cobb Stage 2 tune on his EcoBoost. And although I do not claim to know everything about cars, I know enough about cars to know that I feel like, you know, it's general knowledge if you're into cars enough that if you start to, you know, get into tuning your car, you know, you always have to suspect that, you know, the engine could fail or just, you know, do something that you don't want it to do, right? But also at the same time, I mean, I don't like, you know, so, you know, could this car have been previously on a tune? Possibly, it's possible, but also I feel like the more realistic thing, and what I want you guys to know if you're looking at a Mustang EcoBoost, is that the 2015 Mustang EcoBoost, that was the first year it was ever put into production. The first year of having a new engine of I think a if I remember right, 2.3 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. You know, it's its first year, and so of course especially with the new engine, you got to be cautious of stuff like that. And so if anyone out there is looking at buying a Mustang EcoBoost, I would say look at the 2016s. Even better yet, look at the 2017s. Then you should be hopefully really good, just because then at that point it's had 1 model year, 2 model years to really you know, dig out the kinks of, you know, the engine being in the cars the first year, and, you know, hopefully it's, you know, been able to solve its problems. But then again, like I just said, I do not claim to know everything about cars. So, you know, if you're looking at a Mustang EcoBoost and you're worried about having engine problems with it, depending on the year, I would get a pre-purchase inspection, or talk to a friend who's a mechanic, someone who's way more knowledgeable than me in that area. But I mean, I would say only up to a certain model year, right? I would say that it's safe to say today, if you were going to go and buy a brand new 2021 or 2022 Mustang EcoBoost, it's fine. It's been out for 5-6 years now. You're gonna be fine. And so yeah. So that's just what I wanted to highlight for you guys, for hopefully that for someone is able to provide a little bit of value sometime, maybe someday in the future, to who's ever watching this video. Hopefully that provides you a little bit of value. Be aware of the 2015 Mustang EcoBoosts and potential engine problems. However, I would say that if you're looking at a 2017 and beyond Mustang EcoBoost car, you're fine. And yeah, I would say 2017 and beyond, you're good. If I remember right, 2018 was the mid-model year update for the Mustangs as well, and that is when the Mustang EcoBoost engine, became standard for that car, and they dropped the V6 from the lineup of the Mustang, which the V6, for anyone who is curious, was the base engine up until the mid-model year update. And so yeah, but yeah, just be aware of the early EcoBoost Mustang engines, and do your work, and yeah.